Good morning, students. This is the topic related to the third unit, curriculum development. In that third unit, last topic is system approach to curriculum development. So in this one, system approach influenced by systems theory. What is the system? So our teaching and learning process, it is going to be done by the society. It is for the sake of educating the children in the society. So a system is completely dependent upon the society. So what theories we are having, so that is what the things that are influenced in developing the curriculum. So all these things, it will become under this systems theory. So systems approach is based on the systems theory. It is based on the societal theory. Then next point is the parts of the total school district or school are examined in terms of how they relate to each other, because school is a society, a miniature society, and this our system of framing the curriculum is for the sake of transaction in the schools for the children. So it is interlinked with the school. So the school authorities in related to that particular district, and also school teachers and headmasters, they have to examine all the terms related to this system, and they have to follow the guidelines for this systems theory. Then systems approach also related to the organizational chart, because it represents a systems approach. Organizational chart is nothing but it is a downward authority, that is upward and downward authority. Generally, there is an educational minister in the state. So under that minister, the educational secretary, under the secretary, the educational departments and the directors, among that each group, each district, one school or the block, it is there. That is the block educational officer. Under that block, some schools, and the headmasters, they will work. Under the headmasters, school teachers. Under the school teachers, students. So it is one of the system, that is an organizational chart. The systems approach based on the organizational chart. And secondly, in an organizational chart, it shows the line staff relationships, because it is an interrelationship between the staff. Different subject staffs, they will contribute their teaching in the school. So for developing also, they have to interdependent on framing the syllabus also. So staff relationships are personal, and how decisions are made. So decisions will be going to be taken by the authorities. So for authorities, the suggestions are the guidelines that the teachers have to provide in this systems approach. Then the system approach, we are having 5 major steps according to George Buchamp. So he has given 5 steps in approach. Approach is nothing but it is a path. It is going a path. It is consisting of administration, counseling, curriculum, instruction, and evaluation. So 5 steps. So we will go one by one in detail related to this system approach in curriculum development. So first one is administration. So administration is the selection of resource persons for framing the syllabus curriculum. And each resource person is a specialized person from his own disciplines, because It is not the unitary subject because it is in school subjects we are having language subjects, social sciences and sciences. So all these resource persons, the administrators have to select. Then selection of different specializations. So from every resource person, they have to select from one discipline. Then coordination of the workmanship. So the administrators also, they have to coordinate among themselves. That is, at the same time, they have to coordinate with all the subject experts, all the resource person. Then finally, organizing the tasks. So successful completion of for framing of this curriculum development. So this is all the things belong to the administration, the organizing, supervision, and management of this administration. Then second one is the counseling, giving the information to the resource persons or to the teachers based on what they are having and what are the output they are having. And second point is collecting the information. They have to take the feedback from the teachers and they have to give the lacunas related to each concept related to their own specializations. Then discussion of demerits. So what are the demerits and how to overcome those demerits? That also they have to take. And finally, by all that information, they act a reliable steps. That is the counseling procedure. They have to provide a reliable curriculum development based on this counseling procedure. Then the third step is the curriculum. So how they have to frame? Framing based on level of intellectuality, because for every level of the students, primary level, upper primary, and secondary, higher. So higher levels, for all these things, they have that they have a knowledge of their intellectual capacities. Based on the intellectual capacities, they have to frame that syllabus. Then second point is framed based on the difficulty level, because majority of this syllabus they are going to frame in a moderate difficulty level. It is not that much easy or very difficult, but it should be in a moderate difficulty level, because they have to concentrate on the average intellectual level of every student. Then the curriculum has to cover all the societal needs in particular area, because curriculum should be framed according to the needs of the society. So all these resource persons, teachers, and educationists, psychologists, they have to look after the needs, the fulfillment of the societal needs. That is also based on all these things they are going to frame the curriculum. Then the instruction. So how that transaction, or how it should be deliberate. That is what methods that they have to select, because we are having different steps of methods in our teaching or in curriculum. So whether this content, is it suitable for this method? Likewise, initially the educationists, they have to show a path to select a suitable method for the instruction. That is the first step. Then material development. So the content material, it is also one of the important topic, because without material, so no one can contribute the curriculum. So whether the material is available in the present resources, or the books are available, whether the material is reliable, that also they have to keep in mind for this instruction. Then whether the content, it covers the educational objectives, because we are having the knowledge, understanding, application, skill. So all these Bloom's taxonomy of all the domains, whether the content covers all the domains and all the educational objectives, that also initially while framing for the instruction. That is the fourth step. Then the last step is evaluation. Evaluation is the measurement. So for the measurement, they have to take the feedback from the teachers, because an experienced teacher can easily contribute. So whether it is suitable or not, only it is on their fingertips. So taking the feedback from the experienced teacher, and taking the feedback from various groups of students in various schools. So how this CPSE syllabus students, how they are feeling, how the state government students, how they are feeling, how the private school students are. Likewise, that all groups of students, they have to take the feedback. Then measure the reliability, that is the validity, that value, or whether it is a good syllabus for the student, whether it is developing the citizenship training for the student, whether it is developing the personality ability of the students. So that also they have to value while framing this curriculum development in systems approach. Then whether that the syllabus is covering all the societal needs, because societal needs is after completion of that educational system, every citizen have to work in society. So whether these things are covered in society or not, that also they have to consider. So this is the system approach for developing curriculum development. Generally, it will come for the short answer question. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, students.